I was flat broke, homeless, and naked. And my mother took me home from the hospital 50 years ago. I'm Damon, keeper of the key to the front door of 5D Custom Hats and Leather, born and raised my whole life here in Abilene, Texas. Did you need me to sing the song? Because I can.
Maybe.
Oh, go ahead. Okay. It's a storyteller before they ever open their mouth. I think that's what is fascinating about a cowboy hat. And it's your personality, who you are. That hat can tell a story about a person before they ever open their mouth. You get that from the way that hat looks on them, the way they wear a hat. And a lot of people don't realize that hats came out of a box, and it was no crease. It was an open crown, the round crown, the flat brim, and you put it on and wore it. And whatever wreck you got into, that's what formed the hat and made it to the shape that you wore. So it just kind of took on your personality that way. And then the movies come along, and whenever the old silent movies, they had to put a crease in the hat to give them a look. Then that's where the whole creases in hats and stuff started. Creases are just like people. They're very geographical. Different creases, different places. I've got a lot of favorite hats that I've made, and I turn them out every day. They're all my favorites. I just can't wait to see how it's going to end up. I can't wait till I'm done so I can see, oh yeah, that's how my mind's eye saw it. Now can I make it really look like that?
I mean, we do one at a time. I'm not just running hats down a line. That's what got me hooked from the get-go. Is when I built my first hat, start to finish, and I went out there to crease it for this guy, and he puts it on. He said, "Oh my gosh, I've just never had a hat fit like that." Instantly, I'm like, "Okay, this is what I want to be a part of that." A lot of hats are the same in where you start, but where you finish is that person, and that person's gonna put their touch on it every time.
When I was young, I was real kind of crafty, I guess. I did bead work, and I did, different type stuff. Made things. I always made things with my hands. I started doing leather work, and I would make, wallets and belts and small stuff and throw it in the rigging bag, and then we'd go to the rodeo, and I'd start peddling stuff that way, and then that deal kind of just grew and grew, and man, one day it just came to me about a hat shop. I said the only thing that kept me from having a professional singing career, I had everything there was to do the job, but I just didn't have a good voice. But it's still a possibility. I'm still holding out hope that someday I'll be noticed.
A couple months into dating his daughter, he took me bird hunting and shot me. I had to call her and say, "Hey, I know he's getting on the blind side, but your dad I need you to pull about 14 pellets out, in the head included." And then he asked me if I wanted to go deer hunting, and I passed him up on that one.
What's the hardest part about being a hat maker?
The hours. Been plenty of nights that I've stayed here all night because I told somebody it was going to get done. Man, the first years we were open, we pretty much lived in that business. all of us there, kids there. The oldest child, Delaney, was 2 years old when we opened. Of course, we had the other two while we had the shop, so I mean, my wife would nurse the kids in the back in her little office, and we changed diapers, and we celebrated the potty dance in the front of the shop when we were learning how to go to the bathroom. And, you know, customers were there, they got to potty dance too. It's just part of it. We just have a great big extended family here.
Lots of naps on piles of leather.
This is the hub. This is the coffee shop. Everybody comes to get their gossip, their wisdom for the day.
He always had us doing something. He made me learn how to buck stitch at a pretty young age. Some child labor around here.
Just act like I'm not here at all, okay? Just act like I'm not here.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Like I said, he's pretty good to work for. Takes care of us for sure.
I never really thought of myself as an artist. I've always thought of myself as a maker. To me, an artist is somebody that does just phenomenal, beautiful work that you want to hang on your wall and show to everybody. You go to a museum and see. But if those want to say that I'm an artist, okay, that's fine. But that's what I do. That's not who I am. Who I am is, I am Damon Albus. I am a son. I'm a father and a husband and a grandpa. This right here is Jose, my #1 hired hand, my most trusty employee. I can guarantee every day Jose's gonna be here. Wish I had a lot more hands like old Jose. He's a good one. Not much on the production end of it, but he's a good one. Probably the best friend I got. One day I had a buddy that was up in Plainview, and I told him, I said, y'all got a hat shop there in Lubbock. I said, let me have that phone number. So I called the fella, and old crotchety old man answering the phone, and boy, he just wasn't nice at all. Then he made the fatal mistake and said, well, won't you come by this whole hat shop and this equipment, and I'll tell you everything you need to know. And so we made a gentleman's agreement at that time that I would hang around and let him teach me the trade. We'd strike a deal and I'd buy him out. But we loaded up all the toys and came back to Abilene, and that was 23 years ago. I would like to be a superhero. And I was kind of thinking about maybe the Green Lantern. I ain't got a clue. 15 years into business, we had a fire. It started on a neighbor and came to us, and we lost 100% of everything we had. So when that happened, we had an awesome man step up at the fire. Building is blazing like crazy behind us, and he was actually a fireman, and he was a customer. And he was up in that big old bucket, man, I still remember it like it was yesterday. He come down out of that bucket and just walked straight up to me, straight line, determined look in his eye. He said, what are you gonna do? And man, my mind is going 42 different directions, I don't know. And he said, I've got a building. It's just 4 blocks away. It's got a place for retail in the front. It's got a big old workshop in the back. It's yours, as long as you need it. And he walked out the front of that building, took the for sale sign, pulled it up out of the ground, walked inside, called the realtor lady and said, this place ain't for sale until I tell you it is. And I was like, holy cow. God works in crazy ways. And every time you want to feel sorry for yourself, boy, he wouldn't let me, because he'd step another blessing into our life and boom, slap you with it. Here you go.
What brings you the most joy in making cowboy hats?
It's going to sound real funny, but when I get paid, it's what brings me the most joy. And it has nothing at all to do with the money. It means that I made what that customer wanted, It fit, it's creased right, it's exactly what they wanted, and they liked it enough to pay for it. You know, when I try to put their heart into it a little bit, I put a lot of mine into it. So when I put that maker stamp on it, that's my seal of approval. That's my way of saying, hey, that's the best I could have done. Here you go. Boom. 5D custom hats and leather. Here, what do you think about that? Hello? Hey. Right on. I had a old cowboy fella. He passed away not long ago. I've never heard anyone say a cross word about that man. And I thought, whoa. That's powerful. What a way to live. That you say you're going to do something, you do it. Just do what's right. Just do what you can to the best of your ability. It's just a pretty good way to go through life and try to do things. What is a cowboy? It's a mindset. Wants to get up and do the right thing. Honesty, integrity. Cowboy stands behind his word. Does it, puts in a long, hard day of work, good steward of the land. That's what I think a cowboy is. I hold cowboy, and I hold the cowboy title to a very, very high standard. Man, if I was here to get rich, I'm here for the wrong reasons. I'm just here to make a comfortable living and raise my family and get to come to work. I've always said, if the day that I get up and I have to go to work is the day I'm done. And when I don't get up and get to come to work anymore, that's when I'll find something else to do. But we're doing good so far. I still get up and crave it. My name is Damon Albus, and I'm a maker. My name is Slim Shady. My name is Damon Albus, and I'm a maker. Is that better? Stay salty.